G'day again. It's Thursday, 14th of May, 9:15 p.m. I want to talk to you about the, I'll show you a photo of it in a moment, the Neodymium magnet N52, a minimum of 50 millimeters diameter, 35 millimeters thick, or 50 by 50 by 35 square. This isn't one. I haven't got one at the moment, but when you put it on your oil filter, it makes the whole oil filter magnetic. There was a fellow that approached me at the hardware store tonight and asked me about what it was on the front of my car, on the bonnet. This is what I posted on Facebook. Pause it and have a read of it. And I'll read out what I wrote on Facebook, and I've got some extra stuff to add. So I'm going to delete that other video that's on there. It was 1997, photo neodymium magnet oil filter attachment. My first patent, 2015, story behind my invention for oil filter transmission, gearbox and differential. One of those magnets on each part. So that's of course trucks, not just cars, but old school cars as well, with differentials, gearboxes, transmissions being automatic transmissions, and on oil filter. They can be glued on in those places, but they're extremely strong and they won't come off. They're hard to get off. Now, what I want to point out later on in this video is the gauze measurement of oil filters in microns, and I'll get to that in a moment, but I'll just read out the rest of this, which is generally in what that other video had. It goes a little like this. I was paid in advance by loved ones in spirit. Oh, okay, I didn't realize I wrote that. When I helped somebody in the same suburb as a relative who was bedridden. What I'm saying there is I had a relative in that suburb who was bedridden, and I helped somebody in that suburb with their car. And it was right there, around there, that I sent an email to a automotive company with the suggestion of prototype 1, gluing a ferrous magnet, a really big ferrous magnet, onto the sump of a car, and that was prototype 1. Well, prototype 2 is the neodymium magnet N52. Just simply put onto the oil filter, and you can glue it on there if you like, with some polymer. So because a week or so later, I discovered prototype 1 of the invention I will release today on the bonnet of my car. So I put it on the bonnet of my car, prototype 2. Prototype 1 was patented through a typewritten letter. That's a cheap way to do a patent, to send it out into the public domain. Registered through email to the Car Accessory Store, 2015. I then hand-delivered it across the counter a month later. Told quite a few mechanics about it, including a number of mechanical engineers. Oh, we just lost the page. A number of mechanical engineers all said it's garbage. Some of them were a bit iffy about it. And I'll tell you what's fantastic about it now. And some people might be bagging it because they've put it on their car. They think they've wasted the money, cut open the oil filter, hopefully with a pair of tin snips and not a grinder, and found stuff all there. Well, I'm going to explain what you saw there, what you saw. I saw it in my car even after 200 or 300 Ks. And I didn't realize what I was looking at until tonight. When I Google searched, when I searched the gauze micron filter measurement, and you're going to be blown away by this. So some of you therefore now know about it prior to today on the launch of prototype 2, 2026. Prototype 1 was a weaker material. Yeah, ferrous magnet. Strength was what was required. Okay, so i.e. To overcome their negativity. Oh yeah, right. Strength was what I needed to overcome their negativity, as well as in the magnet. That was all. The neodymium magnet material had already been discovered in about 1863, but never used in this form until about 2000s. I cancelled the use of the weaker material. Don't ever listen to negative talk, ever. And I feel like that might have been what I was copping tonight, a bit of sarcastic inquiry. If I wasn't, if you were backing it, you're inquiring what it was and stuff, and so anyway, here is what you need to know, and why you need a N52 50 by 50 by 35 or 50 diameter by 35 thickness neodymium magnet on your oil filter, because as you saw, it turns the entire oil filter into a really strong magnet, and of course that intensity where the magnet is. I actually glued a couple of them onto my oil filter. I put them on the oil filter for about 300 Ks, removed it, just the oil filter itself, put another one back on and gave it a slight top up. I think it was only about 50 or 100 mil, and then cut the old oil filter that had only been on there 300 Ks with the magnet, cut it open to have a look, and I saw a little bit of tiny mud and stuff and didn't think much of it. But tonight, I've totally changed my outlook at what I saw. So it says here that next prototype 3 may also be 2 or 3 of these. Yeah, okay, well, that's what I did. So the next step is to put them on your transmission, put one on your transmission somewhere near the, I guess, the oil plug, which are usually magnetic anyway, and a ferrous magnet is used there. And when you pull the oil plug out of your transmission, there's always grime on there. So some of them have filters, some don't, but this is going to definitely, if you put a neodymium magnet N35 on your oil filter plug, you're going to really attract some of the rubbish. And let me show you now what you're going to attract. There might be some real motor people out there saying that it won't attract much at all because the filter will catch it all. Well, okay then, the filter will catch the majority of it. But get this. A typical oil filter cartridge for passenger vehicle generally filters particles in the range of 20 to 30 microns. Absolute rating, it says. Okay, so while some filters may have a nominal rating around 10 to 15 microns, the absolute rating, which measures the ability to remove 98.7%, they're even admitting that it doesn't get it all, of particles, commonly falls between 25 to 30 microns for standard passenger car applications. Now, that point is really, really important. Optimal filtration, high performance or synthetic media filters can achieve 99% efficiency at 15 to 20 microns of the holes, the gauze, the filter size. So balance. Filter design balances particles removal with oil flow. Filters that are too fine, under 10 microns, can plug up prematurely, causing the bypass valve to open. Hey, I never read that before, but can be too fine, under 10 microns, can plug up prematurely. What are they plugging up with? Yeah, that's right, materials, causing the bypass valve to open. Now, with the magnet on there, we could have, I guarantee you could have 50 micron filters, the cheapest of the cheapest, And with your neodymium magnet that you're going to put on every filter, or two of them, you're going to be getting rid of all the excess. So context. For comparison, a human hair is roughly 70 to 80 microns, and most engine wear is caused by particles in the 5 to 25 micron range. And let's go back again and look at the micron range of a passenger vehicle, 20 to 30 microns. You know, your cheaper filters are going to be 30. Your best passenger vehicle filters are going to be 20. But particles exist in the range of 5 to 25. So you're only just catching particles. And I hope I'm not getting anyone into trouble here. I'm not really, because those filter companies, if they feel like I'm doing the wrong thing by them, well, they can start manufacturing neodymium magnets to put on the filters in a circular shape and etc. And you're gonna have that neodymium magnet for the rest of your life, and hopefully one vehicle, or if you've got two vehicles, of course, two neodymium magnets. So they name some of the filters here in the search, typical brands and stuff. What's wrong? Come on. So there you go. That's how good neodymium magnets are to catch those excess bits. It really is worthwhile. It really is worthwhile having. It's time to watch some TV. I love to watch Samsung TV Plus, the science channels and stuff, history channels and whatnot, and of course the music and the comedy channel. That's a favourite of mine. And People Are Awesome. I love to wake up in the morning and watch People Are Awesome. It readies your mind in positivity, and it is also important to watch the fails, because we can't always be perfect. And watching a few fails, I can't watch them all the time, but it really hurts. It pains me to see people hurting themselves and stuff. But and in an embarrassing way as well. But it certainly makes you feel positive throughout the day to watch People Are Awesome on Samsung TV Plus, just for 2 or 3 minutes as you wake up in the morning, because in the mornings when you wake up, you're in that zone of hypnosis. You're in that wave of susceptible input being permanent in your mind. And I used to prescribe for people that were suffering from a bit of depression. I discovered this about 25 years ago, to read a joke book before you fall asleep, and read the joke book until you fall asleep, and wake up and toss it off your chest afterwards. And when you wake up, to read the joke book, and it definitely makes a difference in your day. The first couple of times I ever did it, I went out to do a job, air conditioned some lady's house, and it was luckily it was an older lady who had a sense of humor or enjoyed a stupid joke, because I picked the wrong book. I picked a book that my son gave me. It was a dad's jokes book, and yeah, it was one of the first books I ever really read. You know, it's going to encourage you to read a book if you've never read a book before, to read something that your son gave you. But I was cracking all these really lame, not jokes that were in the book, other jokes, about something I saw on the mantelpiece or whatever, a photograph or whatever. And it definitely made a difference in that lady's day and a difference in my day. But it's a pity that the jokes were so lame. So read some jokes from some intelligent people, like maybe Merv Hughes or Jim Carrey must have plenty of books out and stuff. I'm sure those would be a bit bizarre. And of course, Mike Myers, watch a Mike Myers movie and whatnot. Yeah. So anyway, some more Pulp Fiction. I jumped, didn't I? But stay positive, folks. Stay positive. Don't feel negativity, even if you feel negative, a negative tone or a negative energy or a negative look or whatever. Don't take it into consideration at all. It's some guy might be walking with his wife, and his wife just has an absolute passion for hatred for you, and so to keep his wife happy, he might sling a sarcastic line at you or something, anything like that. I'm only dicking around with some things. 9:30 p.m. It's time to turn the studio lights off and say goodnight. That oil filter thing just totally blew. It was niggling away at the back of my mind for a couple of days, and I'm really glad that guy said something about what was on the bottom of my car. It's a brand new oil filter that doesn't fit my car anymore. I drove a hole through it and fixed it onto. You can't unscrew it or anything. And a chrome plumbing fitting on top that looks like a neodymium magnet in the exact size. And it's got written underneath it in red or blue or something, neodymium. So it leaves you up to figuring it out for yourself. Not that it's going to be too hard as to what it is. My bonnet emblem. And I think it'll be there for a while until I come across something different. The old 3/8 rod will still be there. There's no way you can get that 3/8 rod off there, so it's ready and willing for something else to go on there one day. Maybe some Aramis aftershave or something, hey? Anyway, I'm really glad that guy said something to me, prompted me, because on the way home I thought to myself, I'll be meaning to have a look at and I said that to him. I said, I'll be meaning to have a look at the micron size of filters. And hey, here's something for you. For the filter guys, to get a bit of competition going, you should put the rating in microns of your filters, because that's what's going to sell them. I tell you now. If somebody sees, finer microns, and just remember, maybe put that quotation on there as well, that 10 microns or less is going to clog the filter prematurely, type of thing. Yeah, if they're going to pay a couple of dollars and get better filtration, you're going to go for that every time. It's a bit of a meat pie when you buy an oil filter. I like the latest ones they've got with a 19mm nut on the bottom built into the tin housing. That's great. No more canvas straps, and no more canvas straps breaking is the drama. No more of them tin oil filter removers or anything, just straight up there with a 19mm spanner, 90mm socket, etc. So that's enough. Oh, hey, in memory of a lady in Victoria, down in she taught me so much about how myself and my mate. We went down there one weekend for a Saturday night party and came back for Monday morning work. Left Friday afternoon, had partied on Saturday night, got back Monday morning straight to work. I can't remember her name, but she told me all about. She took us to the beach, the back beach of Rye, I think she said it was, and she told us that this is where Harold Holt disappeared. He swam out, and I said to myself, why would anyone swim there every day anyway? All them rocks and rough surf and stuff. He's pretty keen. I wonder if Harold Holt was an ex-surf lifesaver. Anyhow, the submarine picked him up apparently and took him away. It would have been a shark. Undoubtedly a shark grabbed him and dragged him out or something. So anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. In memory of that lady, she used to refer, she's probably still around, she used to refer to mechanics as cogs. So it's good night from the cog. Not another nickname, for God's sake. And Happy hunting for cars, of course. Good night. Where's that magic button? Oh, don't you hate it when the magic button doesn't work? Oh, what do they show you on Facebook?